Hey, worship family, welcome back to Leading Forward, Worship Essentials, where we dive deep into what it means to lead worship with excellence, authenticity, and passion. I'm Andy, and today we're talking about something that will take your worship leading to the next level. And it's not about talent or skill alone. It's about posture, engagement, and preparation. Because let's be real, leading worship isn't just about singing songs. It's about modeling worship in a way that helps people encounter the presence of God. And today I want to walk through what successful posture looks like, how to avoid distractions, and why musicianship and preparation are non-negotiables for worship leaders. So if you're ready to grow as a worship leader, stick around because this is going to challenge you in the best way. Let's jump in. Hey guys, all right, number one, what successful posture looks like. So let's start with posture. Have you guys ever been in a worship service where the leader just stands there, maybe their hands in their pockets, staring at the ground, barely moving, just awkward? And listen, I get it. Maybe they're nervous, maybe they don't want to draw attention to themselves, but here's the truth. As worship leaders, we model worship for our congregation. People in the room are watching us, whether we like it or not, and if we're disengaged, they will be too. So what does a successful posture look like? So let's talk about that. It's lifted hands, because Scripture tells us, lift your hands in the sanctuary and bless the Lord, Psalm 134:2. It's joy on your face. Worship should be full of passion, energy, and celebration. If you're singing about the goodness of God, your face should reflect that. It's clapping, moving, filling the stage with confidence. We're not called to be statues. We're called to lead boldly. It's being active, not passive. You're leading from the front, not just standing there hoping people will follow. Now, listen, I know those things are difficult and it takes time and takes practice. But one of my favorite pieces of advice I've given my teams over the years is always perform for the back of the room. Why? Because when you engage with that level of intensity, everyone in the room will feel it, even the guy in the very back row. And listen, I know some of you are thinking and even saying, I don't want to be fake or performative. And I hear you. None of us want that. But leading worship, it's not performance, it's leadership. Let me say that again. Leading worship isn't performance, it's leadership. And we aren't performing for applause. We're modeling what it looks like to worship freely. So we need to be comfortable musically and passionately. What we need to know that we need to fill the space and invite people into something bigger than just the song, right? All right, number two, avoiding distractions. All right, let's talk about distractions. We all have little nervous habits, tapping the mic stand, swaying awkwardly, staring at the ground, clenching our hands. There's 100 different things, right? And here's the thing. We may find, and we may be afraid of actually being too expressive but being stiff and lifeless is actually, to me, more distracting than being too expressive. I would rather pull someone back than have to push them to do more. Does that make sense? So here's what to focus on, I believe. Be natural. Worship like you would if you weren't on the stage, like if you were in your office or you're in your car or in front of your mirror. Watch your facial expressions. If your face says, I would rather be anywhere else, people are going to pick up on that. All right. Make eye contact. Look directly at the people in the congregation, or like I do, I look just above their heads. Don't keep your eyes closed the entire time. Guys, that drives me crazy. It disconnects you from the people you're leading. Does that mean you can't do that? Close your eyes? No, absolutely. There's times when you're contemplating and thinking, reflecting as you're leading worship, and absolutely that's fine. But you don't need to be doing it the entire song. All right, you're just losing everybody. Move with purpose. Don't pace just to pace. Like, move intentionally and engage a space. When we remove these distractions, what we do is we create a clear pathway for people to engage worship without barriers, and we're the examples of that. All right, number three, musicianship, playing and singing skillfully. Psalm 33 says, play skillfully with a shout of joy. So did you catch that? Skillfully. Music isn't just background noise or filler between sermons. It's God-ordained tool for teaching his word, engaging in spiritual battle, and leading his people into his presence. So here's the deal. Our musicianship matters. Who's on the platform matters. Our pitch matters. Our timing and rhythm matter. The way we shape our vowels, our phrasing, our artistic choices, it all matters. It's all vital. It's all important because we're not just singing songs. We're calling people to worship, to wholehearted worship. And so you need to be thinking through these things. And if we've been called by God to lead worship, then we need to take that calling seriously. And you might even ask yourself, if you're struggling with this all the time, even and you don't know what to do, are you called to do it? It's another topic, but so here's the deal. Let's pursue excellence in our craft, not for our glory, but because God is worthy of our very best. We should be working on all these things, which leads me to my next topic, number 4, preparation. Know the song better than anyone. So let's get real for a second. If you don't know the song inside out, how can you lead with confidence? I mean, I know that there's going to be times where you might forget words, excuse me, or there might be times where, you've had a busy week, but you can spend time understanding the song before you get to Sunday, even if it wasn't in rehearsal, right? So you have time to do it. Everybody has the time. Take the time. Understand why you're singing what you're singing, and you should know this song inside out enough that you're engaged with it, that you can lead with authority. Okay, so memorizing lyrics, know them so well that you don't have to think about them. Now, again, does that mean that you can't have? We have cheater screens, we have iPads. I don't think there's a problem with that. It depends on your church's expectations of what they want you to do. I think those things can be tools to help you in those moments of distractions, but they can also be distractions. So I think you have to practice with it. You have to make sure you're not keeping your head in the stand or you're staring at the screen the whole time. Like you have to learn, like I said, to engage, look at them, make eye contact, look above their heads, scan the audience, move around. You should know the song well enough that it's just to cheat real quick and go, yeah, that's where I'm at, right? And everybody has them. Sometimes you don't see it, but it's there. So don't be afraid to use it at all. All right, the other thing is practice your spots for ad-libs and exhortations. Don't just wing it. Prepare in advance. This is one thing I've told my teams for years is I want them to ad-lib in spots. I want them to, do exhortations. I think that's part of worship. I think that's part of their worship and part of leading in worship. So, but what I ask them to do is to do that in rehearsal. Now, are they going to say the same thing on Sunday that they did in rehearsal? Probably not, or they shouldn't, they might say a couple of the same things, but it is about what they say, but it is more about where they're doing it, right? Because some people it might be distracting even where it's at. So you don't want to do too much, you don't want to do too little, but that's the thing where as a worship pastor, I would look at and maybe give advice, right? And then even for myself, I have to practice that. All right, be able to lead the song even if all your cues disappeared. If the prompter went out, would you still be able to lead confidently? That's a tough one, guys. And I've been there and, it's not fun because a lot of times it's just like panic sets in real fast. So, be prepared for those kind of things. Like think of a backup plan. Think about how you would handle that situation. And, there's no way to fully prepare for those moments when they happen. It comes with, time under your belt. But I would say this, be real, be transparent. I have found the times I give you an example. There's times I've messed up in a song early on and I would get so frustrated with myself and I would, I destroyed everything, whatever. And now it's like, things have went off where maybe I didn't have the words or click was off or we had to stop. I mean, it's very rare, but it's happened. And you know what? I'm just real now. It's like, and I have found that when that happens, I've had those moments happen when people after the service came to me like, man, that was the coolest thing ever. You should do that more. It's like, you're not like superhuman. We just thought you never messed up. And it's crazy how that can move people. Like, I don't like when they say, I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like that was horrible. But for them, it showed just realness. And I think that's what I'm trying to say. Be prepared. It's not just about getting through the set. It's about freeing yourself to lead worship, right? Without that hesitation. But being real is so much more important, okay? All right, I might go off a tangent a little bit there, but when you're fully prepared, guys, you can lead with passion, freedom, and conviction, and that's what truly impacts people. That's my whole point. All right, okay, let's bring it all together. So we know this leadership or leading worship isn't just about the music, right? It's about posture, it's about engagement, musicianship, and preparation. We know those things right here. Sometimes it doesn't connect here. It's about modeling what true worship looks like, and creating an atmosphere where people can encounter God. That's another whole topic we should talk about. So this week, I want to challenge you. Step up your preparation. Engage fully. Lead boldly. Worship with everything you have. Take the time with your music, right? Spend some time in worship in your office, wherever it is that you do that, okay? Because when you do, people will follow. I promise, all right? Hey, guys, thanks again for watching. If you found this helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on worship leadership ministry. It'd really help me out if you shared this, if you like it. And if you have any questions or comments, drop them below. I would love to continue the conversation. I know I'm just starting this out, but I would love to hear from some of you guys. You have your opinions. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. We're here to sharpen each other, right? So until next time, keep serving, keep growing, and keep worshiping with all your heart. And finally, keep putting Jesus on display. God bless, guys. We'll see you next time.